Welcome back to On the Mic with Dr. H, the Global Mentor Coach, and you're listening to Business Basics. This podcast is dedicated to helping you grow your business. Listen, you may have received an inquiry or a notification in your inbox about becoming a brand ambassador. I know I have. I recently received this one request several times, and I'm going to share it with you. And I want you to just kind of think if this resonates with you. Have you received anything like this? Because I have. And like I said, I've received this one request several times. We have a runway fashion label from Fashion Week interested in working with you on Instagram. The brand Chic NYC Runway has over 220,000 followers on @ChicNYC and has won awards for being the first organic collection featured at Fashion Week. They have been featured alongside Michael Kors, Tom Ford, Tommy Hilfiger, and more. They have a royal ambassadorship open and they want you as their ambassador. They will be filling this opportunity now. It sounds great. It's exciting. Like, oh man, this company wants to partner with me. I hate to burst your bubble, but I must. Because this whole ambassador thing, this whole brand ambassador thing, it's really another term for sales rep. That's right. In the world of social media and its myriad of influencers that have emerged, now we have a new spin on brand ambassadors. Why do I say that? Because brand ambassadorship is not a new concept. Okay, companies have used brand ambassadors to positively reflect them for years. It's not new. There's just a new spin on it. And this new spin has basically what I call is just reduced it to just the sales side and you miss the whole brand side. Brand ambassadors are supposed to be used to increase brand awareness and sales. But again, in the era of social media influencers, it's all about the sales. And somewhere in there, the brand gets lost. Once you get down to the nitty-gritty, it's about you buying products for them at a discount, quote, and then you promote it to your customers or your base, your audience, using your brand ambassador discount code. Now, I'm not saying this isn't a good way to go to increase sales and brand awareness. What I'm saying is that the market is so saturated with it now, just about everybody is doing it and it's like on autopilot. But where is the value? That is what we're getting to. What's the value in being a brand ambassador or using a brand ambassador program? Now, if you want to use brand ambassadors, you can use the same approach companies use when approaching celebrities. Now, you may not offer the same things, especially when you're just starting out, because you might not have the financing to operate at that level. I mean, common sense would say that. If you're a small business, you're not operating at that level. I'm not saying that. You can, however, see similar returns if you find and target the right influencers. Because I can tell you brands, well-known brands, the Nikes, Adidas, Beats by Dre. Listen, they were methodical, they thought about it, and they made sure that who they were reaching out to properly aligned with their brand. Okay, so you can see great returns if you target the right influencers, but you've got to make sure there's a solid WIFM. WIFM is what's in it for me. If that WIFM is not in place, you're not going to see the returns, but I can guarantee you, if you have a solid WIFM in place, you'll see remarkable returns. Those returns, though, are based on the goals of your brand ambassador program. Now, obviously, money is a goal, but it can't be the only goal. What's going to lead up to you achieving that money goal, that financial goal? You need other measurable goals. For instance, you might want to measure your market share growth. You might want to increase brand loyalty and retention, thereby preventing customer churn. You might want to maybe focus on a product launch. Whatever it is, you have to make sure it is clear, measurable, and defined. Think about the whole SMART goal acronym. It needs to be specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and timely. Apply the same principle here when you're coming up with your brand ambassador goals for your program. Otherwise, you will lose focus. Your goals are your roadmap for finding the right influencers. And I'm specifically influencing the term right. Because if you just throw it out there like a big old net, like you're fishing, you're going to catch some of everything. You might catch some good fish, but in there you might get whatever junk is in the sea. So you pull that net up, you might end up with fish and shoes and hooks and, whatever else is in there. But you want to target it. So rather than throwing a net, maybe you just put the right bait on a hook and you throw that reel out. And you might catch a couple big fish. So now if you want to get into it, and again, it's not a bad way to go. Using brand ambassadors, it's not a bad way to go. You want to make sure your approach is unique. So first things first, please make sure your approach to your intended influencer is personal and personable. Meaning, don't send a bunch of automated form emails like the one I got above. You need to address the with them. And again, that's what's in it for me. In all the email messages I have received, even the DM messages, I don't see a single with them. So what it says to me is that these brands have not reviewed my profile to learn about me or my followers. You want to make sure you tailor the messaging to the influencer you're targeting. Otherwise, your response rate will be low. Like I said, using brand ambassadors may be a good way to go if you're trying to expand and get your brand out there. What you've got to do, though, is finesse it so you're set apart from everyone else. Your approach has to be almost traditional in nature, and you need to align yourself with people and businesses that truly reflect your brand. It's not enough to reach out to people with XYZ number of followers, because followers don't equal engagement. People have a lot of ghost followers while others have bots. So their numbers aren't truly reflecting their range of influence. The question you want to ask these influencers is, what is your level of engagement with your followers? And you can answer this with a little research on your own. Go to their social media pages and look at the engagement their posts are getting in relation to the number of followers. If an influencer has 9,000 followers, but their posts only have 3 likes, they have a ton of ghost followers or bots. Many times, these influencer accounts grow from follow for follow trains, which aren't prosperous. And I'll get into that in my next show. Is this what you want to entangle yourself with? Is this going to get you anywhere? We all know that sales is about numbers. Getting to the final number is about getting in front of a lot of people. You have a Kim Kardashian West who has millions of followers, Beyonce, millions of followers. Any number of posts that they have is going to have a minimum 100,000, 600,000 likes. That's serious engagement. That makes sense. Because, like it or not, some people have a bunch of followers, but they're just ghost followers, and that's okay. But the engagement is still there. You can see it. It's worth it. Again, when I get into the follow for follow train, I'm going to tell you some secrets, some tips that people are doing to get the numbers, but they're hurting themselves in the long run. So that's why I say you've got to ask the question, what is their level of engagement? So now back to this. If you're looking to expand your brand by using ambassadors, you've got to be intentional with your approach. This is where you have to get a little traditional. So first of all, does the person you're considering for ambassadorship have an appreciation for marketing? Do they even have the basic tenets of marketing down to a science? If not, are they teachable? Can you coach them to have at least the basics so they can be authentic as a brand ambassador for you? If the answer to any of these questions is no, move on from that person. I don't care what the numbers say. Move on. Second, are they professional? At the end of the day, you want to ensure your brand ambassadors are professional and properly reflect your brand. Another important factor of brand ambassadors is leadership. What kind of leader are they? Now, remember my philosophy on leadership. It's a lifestyle. So what is their lifestyle saying about them? Is it in line with your brand? Is this a person who's confident, positive? Are they? Are they charismatic? Do they have what it takes to promote themselves and you? Are they passionate about growth? Because if they are not passionate about growth, how can you expect them to grow your brand? This is about building relationships, and that isn't easy to do in an online environment. I mean, let's be real here. It's challenging to do it when you're face to face. So the person you're considering for brand ambassadorship, can they leverage their personality in an online environment and get people to like and trust them in their judgment? Are they likable? Are they approachable? Can they communicate and communicate well? You need an ambassador who can not only communicate the brand to their audience, but also get feedback from their audience so you can grow and improve the brand. Brand ambassadorship should be a win-win situation. If you think about celebrity brand ambassadors, they're not doing it for free, nor are they doing it for their health. Maybe sometimes, but not all the time. They make sure it's a win-win. They look at the product or service to ensure that it aligns with their principles, their goals, their beliefs, all of that. So for instance, Tracee Ellis Ross is a huge proponent of cruelty-free products. So when she launched Pattern Beauty, no one was surprised that it's free of parabens, toxic chemicals, and cruelty-free. When she hosts shows, a lot of times she uses unknown designers to give them an opportunity to shine in spaces they otherwise would not have the chance to be in. She's methodical and clear about her brand though. So even though they're an unknown designer, she's looking at the style. She's looking at certain things. And I guarantee you, when she steps out on that stage, her brand is clear. The question to you is, are you? Thanks for listening to On the Mic with Dr. Ace, the Global Mentor Coach. If you like this podcast, please make sure you like and share it. I sincerely appreciate your support. If there are topics you'd like me to cover, or if you need a business coach, email me at info@globalmentorcoach.com. Again, you can email me at info@globalmentorcoach.com if there are topics you'd like me to cover or if you need a business coach. Thanks so much for tuning in with me, Dr. Ace, the Global Mentor Coach. Remember to spread lots of love and light. Until next time.